Guys, I can't front right now. I cannot lie. I have a nerd boner because Activision has blessed us. They're taking us behind the scenes, getting an inside scoop, an exclusive look, Call of Duty World War II.
Death don't have no mercy in this land. Death don't have no mercy.
Adrian Hernandez back here kicking off our E3 coverage with the return of Sledgehammer Games in the Call of Duty world, bringing it back to Call of Duty's roots with World War II. Literally one of the most hyped games at E3 by surprise. All 3 days had lines up to 5 hours. And thanks to good old Battlefield 1, we're back in World War II, which makes perfect sense because we're, it's a new generation of games. Let's go backwards, right? Look, I know the first Call of Duty was made in 2003 and it was set in World War II, and I know Sledgehammer Games' last Call of Duty they worked on was World at War, which was a World War II setting the last time Call of Duty went back there. But that run and gun feel that Call of Duty has is still there. I promise you. On a positive note with this game, because I was very upset that they went back to the old school. Not because they made the decision to do that. It's just, why are you going to jock Battlefield 1 like that? It's so oblivious. Nonetheless, in multiplayer, I played 4 maps. All of them were beautiful. They weren't destructible, which I feel like they should have. They spent a lot of time using the word strategic, intense, always on the ground, which you will be, but that running gun feel is still there. The game is smooth as ever. It was literally the most polished and smooth game at E3 by far, which was a positive. I didn't like that the maps weren't destructible. In terms of the campaign, I mean, there's been so many books, so many movies, so many video games in the World War II setting. It kind of disappoints me that they took the easy way out, which they usually do with single-player games in the Call of Duty world, but you really don't have an attachment to anything. There's going to be these huge, beautiful moments that feel like a Michael Bay action movie that you're kind of going to lose your shit. It happened to me. The thing was beautiful, but the main characters, you don't really know who they are. You're a 19-year-old kid from Texas saving America, and that's pretty much it. You're spent in Europe. The entire game is spent in the Europe Sea, a little bit of Africa, and that's pretty much it. You're not going to do anything in America. You're not going to do anything in any other continents of the world. Most of it is in Europe. What else did they emphasize with us? With the multiplayer, they spent a lot of time on divisions, which I don't know why, because every first-person shooter has it now. Just think of Overwatch, Battlefront. It's, your standard, hey, are you a sniper class? Are you heavy automatic? Are you a medic? Etc., etc. Another thing they spent a lot of time was headquarters, which is basically a huge-ass lobby for all of your Call of Duty friends. You're going to be able to, I think it's 70 people will be in this lobby at once, where you can walk around in between games, talk to whoever, get your loot, a one-on-one firing range for anyone that's talking that smack and can get the 2-piece, which is awesome. It's creative, but to me, it wasn't enough in terms of those features. I haven't played a Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 4. This might be the first one I buy just because it's been so long and I was that surprised by the presentation. But if you played it before, this might be the one you hold off on and get Battlefront 2. The game comes out November 3rd, 2017, and the beta will be here in August. I'm going to let you get acquainted with the multiplayer before we head over to the Nintendo booth.
Enemy flamethrower on the battlefield. Don't get closing with Charlie. C captured. Capturing base. Lost B. Ceasefire. Domination. Take control. Advance and take position. Capturing Charlie. Enemy controls Able. Charlie locked down.
So I know all you Nintendo heads need your news, and I'm gonna do my due diligence. You see, I don't really mess with them like that, but I know someone who does. So Xavier, you have 2 minutes, give them what they want.
Alright guys, we got so many games coming out for Nintendo this year. We got Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga coming out September 17th, and we got Metroid Returns coming out for October 17th. But that's not the only place Metroid's returning. We got Metroid Prime 4 in development as we speak, as well as Yoshi and Kirby, and supposedly a Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. Speaking of Pokemon, Pokken Tournament DX is coming to the Switch later this year, as well as the remakes for Pokemon Gold and Silver. Now, if you're looking for some Mario, we got Mario Odyssey and Mario plus Rabbids coming out this year as well. And it's gonna be a great year for Nintendo.